Hey guys, so today I'm reviewing One Piece chapter 1031 and I'm trying a new video format so it should be better for the viewer than my previous videos. So here's how the video will go. Instead of going through the chapter page by page and talking about every single thing that happened in the chapter, thus making the video way too long, I'm going to separate the chapter into the storylines that the chapter included. So for example, in this chapter we got the Big Mom, Kid and Law fight, we got the CP0's chase of Robin, we got the Drake, Apoo and Yamato confrontation, and finally we got Sanji's internal conflict and resolution. So you'll find the timestamps in the description below. If you want to jump around and see how I feel about certain events in the chapter, you can do that by going into the description. Okay, with that out of the way, let's talk about the cover page. Well, I'm not going to talk about it because everyone has dissected it to its core at this point, so one more person's take on it ain't gonna change shit. So let's move on. It's a cool cover page though, one of the best as always. The coloring is good, the art is good, the characters in it are stunning, like the models and everything, it's stunning. Anyways, moving on. The first thing I'll tackle in this chapter is the Robin stuff since it's mostly set up, so let's get this over with. There's nothing much to be honest. Robin and Brook are still running from the CB0 agents since they saw them last week, but the Minks step in and offer to delay the agents for Robin and Brook. We see Robin saying to Brook that those agents are no joke and saying that the masked agents in particular are way above the rest in CB0. Here, I don't know if this is a confirmation that Lucy is not considered the strongest in there or the leader at least, but I'll leave this to the power scalers since they have nothing better to do, to be honest. They are always power scaling and sucking the joy out of everything, so I'll leave it to them. One last thing, in the last panel of this segment, we can actually see that the masked agent uses Sorrow, so I don't know if he's stronger than your regular agent or not, but I really hope that this is Usopp's fight. Like, please Oda, please, for the love of God, Usopp, for the love of Enel, for the love of everything that is holy in the One Piece world. Just give Usopp this fight. Give him this fight, please. Like, Usopp's still healthy and he's not that exhausted, so please just give him this fight. That's all I have on this segment. Let's wait and see how Oda handles it. Let's move on to the next thing. Now let's go to the beginning of the chapter and see what's happening with Big Mom after last week's ass whipping. And unsurprisingly, she's fine, and I said it on my reaction of last week's chapter that Big Mom has been nothing short of impressive. You know, ever since that amnesia bullshit storyline, ever since then, she's been so impressive. She's been handling Kid&Law like magnificently well. She has a lot of stamina. She's strong. She's shown that she can deal a lot of damage. She's agile for her big fucking body. Like, have you seen her body, man? She's like a fucking bulldozer and she still can move like that. Like, she's impressive. That's all I gotta say on Big Mom. She is impressive. But when I say she's fine, I don't mean it literally. Like, she's still damaged, but she got up, and after taking what was supposed to be Kid&Law's ultimate attack, emphasis on ultimate, because Kid says on this chapter that he won't be holding back anything right now, which implies that he has something up his sleeve other than awakening. I hope that he does. I really hope that he does, because I'm a Kid fanboy. I admit it. I'm a big Kid fanboy, and this arc has disappointed me over and over again on him. Like, please just give him a dub. I don't care how it comes, just give him a dub. We can see here that Big Mom finally acknowledged Kid&Law just like Kaido did with the Luffy, and we know how that went. Anyways, Big Mom's looking mad impressive this chapter. For the first time, she actually looks menacing. Like, she actually looks like she could kill someone. Like, not being a Mickey Mouse villain, as some people were calling her last week. Anyways, I'm really excited to see where this fight goes. We also get confirmation that Law's goal is indeed like Robin, which is to uncover the true history of the world. So that's confirmed now. I'm definitely interested to see where this fight goes. Although I suspect we'll see more of this fight. Oda might just off-screen most of it, and that's what I'm scared of. Because he already gave Kid his moment and Law his moment. He might just off-screen most of it, and we'll come back once the fight is over. I really hope that doesn't happen, but judging how everything went this far, maybe he'll just off-screen it. I really hope it doesn't happen though. Now let's go and see what Apoo and Drake been up to. And would you look at that, Drake is ruining the fun for everyone, not just for Apoo, but for all of us. He chose to not to join him in the offer that he made last week, and he explained to us how Apoo's power works. So apparently his Apoo's line of sight need to be fixed on his target for the attack to be initiated. Not only that, but also the target has to listen to him, which we already kind of knew because of what happened between him and Zoro and Luffy. So it is definitely easy to deal with. If it does work that way, I could be misunderstanding it though. So we'll have to wait for the official translation to get our facts right. But from what I understood in this chapter, the ability of Apoo is definitely not that broken as we thought it is when he first revealed it. But now we got our facts, like. But we'll have to wait for the official translation though. So yeah. Anyways, we move on. After that, Yamato crashes into the room because he had to take the route that goes through the Iwaro room. And from this, we get three things. Apoo acting like a clown and jumping to offer Yamato a deal, which I assume to be the same that he offered Drake. The second thing, we see that the three numbers there reacted to Yamato. Or one of them at least, that big guy, that fat guy, which confirms the theory that suggests that the numbers are actually the samurai that were in the cave with Yamato. So good job to whoever came up with that theory. They must be over the moon, to be honest. I wish I was smart like that. But we move on. The last thing we get from here is that Yamato's storyline does not lead to the basement. She has to confront those numbers or something. Oda put her there for a reason, so I believe the whole basement thing will get resolved by someone else. Or at least that is what I assume. Also, she seems to be in a hurry, which suggests that she doesn't believe Momo will stop the island from crashing, and that is strange considering how much faith in Momo she showed a couple of chapters ago. So anyways, Yamato has to deal with the numbers before doing anything else. That is what I got from the whole ordeal with Apoo, Drake, and Yamato. Like, Drake and Apoo will face off because Drake is bent on killing or taking down Apoo, as he said it, to repay Luffy. And I don't see it like that. Like, you don't have to take him down, just join with him, and if he made some sussy moves, kill that motherfucker. Like, that's easy. Now finally we get to see what Sanji's been up to, and he seems to have ran all the way back to the pleasure hall. We see that Sanji's getting scolded by a bunch of women for hurting a girl, which just confused me at first as much as it confused Sanji. We see that Sanji is conflicted and is trying to make sense of what is happening. And here I have to give props to the people who caught this, because on my first read, I didn't catch it. And even if I did, I wouldn't be able to know what it implied because I'm a dumbass. Anyways, we see that Sanji's eyebrows have flipped to just like what his siblings look like, which implies that the transformation is complete, and Sanji reaches to that same conclusion because he said that the tingling sensation has stopped, which implies that the transformation is complete right now. Sanji then tries to recall what happened before he arrived to where he is right now, and Oda framed it like Sanji did in fact lay hand on that girl, which just confused me. I just cannot and I refuse to believe, because that is not like Sanji. However, Oda could have deliberately done it that way as symbolism to showcase that Sanji's body is now like his brother's. I believe after all of this said and done, the girl will come back and reveal what truly happened. Like, I don't believe that Sanji laid a hand on her. It was framed like that, but I refuse to believe it. Like, that is Sanji's whole existence. Oda could have done it, as I said, as symbolism, but that's still going too far, I guess. Anyways, we move on from that because that's only the first spark to a much larger raging flame. Like, that's just the first spark, yo. So Sanji continues his internal monologue, thinking about which version of him would Luffy want around. And this is, to me, is so touching because, as with the rest of the Straw Hats, their first thought is always, how can I be more useful to Luffy? That's always their first thought, and that's just so touching. Sanji here weighs both sides on a scale. His human side, which has always left him weak against female opponents, or his Germa side, which will make him way stronger. Physically speaking, that will make him way stronger. Saying that as a Germa, he would easily mop the floor with Queen, and that's just so badass. But however, he's still having a hard time to make a decision. Sanji then steals his heart and makes a decision that is so consistent with his character and one that none of us saw coming. He destroys the raid suit, the very symbol that made him change into someone or something he despises the most. A women-beating monster. He will never belong to Germa, he will never be like his brothers. Sanji then proceeds to call Zoro in the middle of his fight and tells him that, yo, we gonna fuck up the beast pirates, like, we gonna win this fight. And that if this whole thing is finished and Sanji is no longer himself, Zoro should execute him. From this interaction, I got, personally, that these two deeply trust each other. Even if they don't show it, even if they are constantly at each other's throats, they still care, just like me and my brother. I'ma tease that bitch and talk shit to him every time I see him, but if he's down, I'll be the first one there, to be honest. Sanji then closes the chapter with a beautiful Hell Memories attack. That for some reason complements King's attack because this was a double spread, and on one half of the spread was Zoro fighting King, and King's flames are visible throughout the panels, and on the other half, obviously Sanji was using the Hell Memories attack, and for some reason their attacks complement each other, like the flames. I don't know, maybe Sanji is indeed a Lonarian. I don't know, man. Anyways, apparently next week there is no chapter, but that doesn't matter, to be honest. That does not matter to me because this chapter could feed me for 2 months, honestly. For me, this is the best chapter in Wano. This is, of course, my opinion, so please don't come and cut my head. This was a 10 out of 10 chapter for me. Good job, Oda. Honestly, just good job. this has been it for me. My name is Vaughn, and if you like the video, give me a like. Otherwise, a dislike. Like, that's up to you, to be honest. Subscribe to see more content from me. So yeah, bye.